Hi guys, welcome in. I know it's been a while and it's late. I didn't get back very long ago and I had to record tomorrow's Supermarine as soon as I got in. So that's going to get edited as soon as I got. Let's play a little bit of FM, shall we? Let's do that just to make it kind of fun and whatnot. I will stream a decent stream tomorrow. I just yeah, it's been a few days. Anyway, we're live. We are with Ipswich. We're playing Southampton, who are, some would say, kind of a big deal. Let's put Wallace in at right back. That's probably a smart move, given he's in form. Evening, Simon. Welcome in. How are you? Who else am I doing things with? I feel like I wanted Diao on the bench, but is he playing better than company? There is an easy way to find that out, I suppose, because I did put recent form on my squad view. Let's have a look at the old form bobs, shall we? Oh, evening on both sides. Let's go into... Let's put Aguirre in goal. Let's give him a go because the other guy not on the best of form. Bardi's not on great form, but does he offer more than he does offer a bit more than Gallego? Sorry, a bit less than Gallego. Put Gallego in there, and my word, 9 months. We've got a stream baby, Simon. Stream baby has occurred. Magical times indeed. I also want to have this guy up top. Do I maybe? Yeah. Jabui Nenungwi up top is probably the way forward. Anyone else in just horrible form? Not of immediate concern. I guess we put him on as left back because he's in form there. And yeah, we'll go with that. Let's kick off with that, shall we? See if Aguirre is actually a better goalkeeper. See if he's semi-competent. We are second in the league, I believe. So we can afford to have a little bit of a play. A win moves us into the promotion place. I thought we were already in them, but that's fine. We'll go up automatically and then we'll spend a ton more money. That feels like a good idea. Go up automatically, spend the cash. Morning, Wall. It's a lovely day for fishing. How are we? How are you settling into the new house? Lovely to see you. Oh, it's lovely to be streaming too. It's nice to be able to be live. And hopefully it'll be nice for us to be able to score many goals because we like goals. That's kind of what we come for, isn't it? Is the goals. To the football. Got the internet now. Oh. We are cooking on gas or electric. We're cooking on something. Something is cooking, but don't use your hose pipe because if you use your hose pipe, prison. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know how that works. But you know, we'll work it out. Can we please get the ball into Southampton's box? Because that'd be nice. That's sort of where the best place for it to be from our point of view is. Hose pipes cook now? I mean, leave them out in the sun long enough, anything will cook. Christ knows I've shocked I've avoided it. Genuinely, I have no idea how I've gone this entire year without getting sunburn. It's not like I don't go outside all the time. Like I walk for 45 minutes to get to work. Somehow still haven't got sunburn. I don't know how. Usually I burn under a 30-watt light bulb, like, so I cannot make it make any sense. It's genuinely impressive how quickly I usually burn. Oh, I thought we were going to get a goal then. I thought we were going to get a goal then. We didn't get a goal. Goals were not a thing that happened. But that's okay because we're going to score goals. Or not. We're going to concede goals. That was what I meant. I was confidently predicting we would concede goals. Much nicer setup. Office are cozy. Oh, that's what we like to hear. I'd love a cozy little office. One day when I win the lottery, I'm going to have a room that just has all my streaming shit in it. And my content creation shit in it. And then I can properly use all of my channels, because it'd be nice to have a place I can have like a green screen set up and things. And also to be able to pay someone to do editing for me. Because if I could pay someone to do editing for me, then tomorrow's Super Arena would be being edited as we speak, rather than after we speak. I'd be in bed at a reasonable hour, which would be nice, but, you know, that's life, innit? Right, can we get something going? Anything going. Come on, guys, let's do an attacking. Hey, I'm always got a diverse food countries where I go streaming a book right. Yeah, do it. Do it. You know we'll all be by to support you if you do the streaming. Make sure you get them numbers. Talking of them numbers, let's put some numbers up on the old subs board, because these numbers aren't impressing me much. Flawless, it's like I've done radio. Quilter can go on there, Dietrich can come on for McGallagher, and let's put that in combined. We'll put Nanungwi there. I've said that Nanungwi doesn't need to be there at all, and McGallagher needs to be there, and I think we I'll send company in there. Do that. That'll make everyone happy. Let's score some goals. It's busy tonight, tomorrow. Probably looking to start this weekend. Oh, very nice. I shall be in as often as I possibly can. Although obviously weekends I'm generally working, but you know, I shall pop in if I see you live. Make sure I've actually got you on my follow list. I think I do. I do have you on my follow list. Oh my words. Of course, guys, if you are looking for someone new to follow, go follow all. Because that's the way. And then we can all encourage and support and show the love and all that good stuff. That would work out nicely. so would another goal, to be honest. I would like one more goal, because that might put us into second. Show all the love, exactly. Come on, into the box. Get the ball into their box. Don't want to tell you guys how to score goals, but as the manager, it's sort of my job. Good job by Campany getting. Oh, we're gonna get a corner. We're gonna get a late winner. Late winner. It's coming. Why are we wasting time, McGallagher? Just get it into the box. Get it into the box. That's all I really need is the ball onto the head of a defender. Not that one. One in the blue shirts. That'll do. Ebon Gallego steps up. 91st minute, says, boys, we'll have that second place in the table now, shall we? We'll have that second place in that table any jolly well time you jolly well think. Poor Bear, be asleep. See you later, bud. Have a good night. Thank you for popping by. Always lovely to see you. We'll give some praise, and yeah, if you're not following Wool, please do following the Wool for all your entertainment purposes over the weekends, because you know, it will be entertaining and things. We have a faith. We also have a big long ball. Campany's through 3-1. 3-1 to Ipswich Town. And we are looking at the Premier League, which is sort of the way we like to look at things, is going to the Premier League. Is this a highlight? Oh, it is a replay. It was such a good ball. It was such a good ball. Gallego in the 10 turned out to be a bit of a masterstroke, didn't it? Turned out to be a little bit of a masterstroke, putting Gallego in at 10. We'll take that. We're not second in the table, unless that's not updated yet, which it might well not have done. Did Swansea play today? Like while we were playing? I don't think they did. We'll find out in a second, won't we? We'll find out in a second. Don't know why I'm trying to find out now. It doesn't really matter right now. What does it say after things have done their things? That's the real big growed up question. What do things be saying once we get to the other side? Also, who is live out in the world? I'm just curious. Also, for those who enjoy a retro database, I had a lovely message from our good friend the Mad Scientist earlier. He's currently working on a 1973-1974 database, and apparently I've inspired him to include the legend that is Robin Friday into it, which I'll be looking forward to having a little play with when that appears. Oh, the goal difference off, but we have got a game in hand. I don't know who that game in hand is against. It's not there. It is there. Plymouth? Nope, it's not Plymouth. Probably not Coventry. Is that our game in hand, or is there just a... That won't be our game in hand. Possibly. Yeah, he does things like that. He does do time on things. But yeah, he sent me He sent me a lovely screenshot of his Robin Friday profile because I was telling him the legend of Robin Friday on stream a few weeks ago, and he got inspired to do some research. So that's my tiny contribution to his 70s database is I've got the legend that is Robin Friday into FM. For those who don't know the legend of Robin Friday, he is widely considered. There was a book about him, a book written about him, called "The Greatest Footballer You Never Saw," and Robin Friday played for Reading in the 70s, and everyone who saw him, including my uncle, who is a Reading fan, said like he was better than George Best. He just decided that he couldn't be asked to play football after a couple of years and retired and walked away. But everyone's like, this guy was either was or would have been better than George Best. So we get to make that come true. Yeah, he loves his original research. He will occasionally reach out to me when he's doing a database and just be like, hey, what do you remember about this player? Or what do you know about this player? Robin Friday sadly was English. If you sit any older Reading fan down, they will spend hours lamenting about the fact that we didn't get to see Robin Friday and Kevin Keegan play together. I mean, I've had literal hours of, if he played with Kevin Keegan, we'd have won the World Cup in '78. I was like, oh, right, cool. I wasn't alive, so I don't know what to say to this stuff, you know. I can only go on the legend I know. But then again, I will also quite happily tell people that if certain England managers had maybe decided to play Glenn Hoddle a bit more, we might have won a World Cup by now. And I defy anyone to prove me wrong, because I saw Glenn Hoddle live, and I still rank him in the top 5 or 6 players I've ever watched play live. And I have seen Ronaldo, Messi, Zidane and Lamine Yamal. So I'm gonna stick my neck out and say I reckon Hoddle was on that level, and it was just a shame that England manager in the 80s couldn't work out what to do with a libero. Well, realistically, the answer is chuck him a shirt and let him do whatever he likes. Is it 4-4 bloody 2? Now, to be fair, Hoddle could have played in a 4-4-2. It's just no one, as long as no one said just stay in midfield, just let him do what he does. Because he'll drop back and defend. He would have gone forward and absolutely destroyed teams at will. I've witnessed this with my own eyes. Ask any Swindon fan about the legend of Birmingham and we will tell you. I'm not saying it's the greatest individual performance I've seen by a player in my entire life, but it's certainly up there. I don't see why we changed anything. We did alright last time. I reckon we do that again. Check everyone's... Oh, Conrad Campany got injured while I wasn't paying attention. That's troubling. Let's put Diao in for Campany. They're sort of the same player. It's just Company's on form. Yeah, I would always quite happily tell the story of Swindon going down 10 to 10 minutes and Andrews while Hoddle was in charge, and basically just telling the other 9 players to stay in the box and defend whilst he ripped them to pieces. We won the game 4-1. Like, he was unreal. Even at like 32, 33, he was unreal as a footballer. Like, even when he was England manager in 96, you had players saying he should have picked himself in the squad. And to be fair, he was only about 36 then. Which is crazy when you consider, like, he was managing England at 36. No, 38 it was, and Messi's still playing in World Cups. All I'm saying is, he shouldn't have dropped Gascoigne, he should have played alongside him. Come on, let's defend better than that, my words. When I say defend, I mean hold on to the ball better than that. Because that was atrocious. This needs to be better. Can we have a goal from this? Yes, yes we can. Ekran Sefa, who I only signed before last stream, I think. He's relatively new to the squad. I'm quite pleased with this guy as a sign. He's a Kosovan international. And he seems to have been what our midfield desperately needed. Like, he feels like the signing that wins us a league. Assuming we can start racking consistent points together as Ibon Gallego steps up again from the 10. And, well, we're cooking. We are cooking. And we're cooking the cookingest way. And if that ends up being all she wrote, that ends up being all she wrote. But I reckon we're okay. We're going to play for some set pieces. We might as well waste a little bit of time. I know we need to rack up goal difference, but as long as we keep racking up 3 points every game, I reckon the goal difference will come. We've got about 8 games left, I think, of the season after this one. So we've got time to catch up the goal difference if we need to. And if we can get 3 points from every game we play... I just realised the Gallego goal. One of those goals got disallowed. Was it Safer's goal got disallowed? That's crazy. Do you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I still believe that we will score. Make that jump up above Swansea happen. Little by little, slowly by slowly, we'll make automatic promotion happen. And if we don't, we'll just have to maintain form until we are in the playoffs and then win those. But Getachu's going to go, nah, I got this. Abraham Getachew, the German international, he's going to do it for us, because that's entirely his job, to be honest, is to get into the box and do the goal scoring. A bit like that. A bit like that. Excellent. Right, praise the boys. Make them feel all fuzzy in their tummies. What are we saying score-wise? How are Swansea doing? 1-0. Mansfield could do us a favour. Mansfield could do us a favour by scoring just that one goal. Benny, welcome in. How are you, buds? Lovely to see you. How is life? Oh, Seth has done it again. Is he off? He's offside again. Oh my God. It's the same goal as last time too. Oh, fuck it. That's not a good sign. That's not a great sign. What has FM done? Mines request knowledge. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. We've done a scoring before. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Alright, we won't be fine. We are not going to be fine. 50th league goal of his career, unacceptable. A story, we can do a story in 3 parts. Oh, this is a story in 3 parts with screenshots. Okay, we have Arsenal winning 3-1. That wasn't 3-1, it was 2-1, wasn't it? It was 2-1 after extra time. I can count. When I say count, I can recognise numbers. Could you 3 maybe buck your ideas up? Come on, guys. Goal part 2 from the same game. Okay, those are not necessarily the best performances I've ever seen in my life. Oh yeah, the Champions League final. I did see it was the Champions League final. I do question when you play in a game like that and the players just don't show up. Like, I get there are players who don't enjoy big matches, but if you cannot motivate yourself for a Champions League final, why are you a footballer? That would be a question I would have. Okay. That's... yeah, that's not okay. That's... you've definitely got a mentality problem in that team somewhere, haven't you? Then I don't know. Yeah, the thing I could suggest to be is would be a fatigue thing. But yeah, it is very possible that FM has just decided to screw you over in that generous way that FM often likes to do. I'm struggling to figure out who I send on to turn this game around. Well, I can't quite figure out who it is that's the problem. Maybe it's an Oppo instructions problem. Let's try some of that. Between the last game, Champions League final, Champions final, what FA Cup final? I don't know them. I have no idea. Can we have a goal from this? That'll do. He's not offside this time, is he? Please be onside. He's onside. Good. Alright. Let's take out Wallace for Bell and Longmore for Vovchenko and see that one out. Yeah, it's true. It is true. It does know how to screw you with your pants on FM sometimes. Hoping it doesn't do that to me, because I would like to get some wins together in this save. I also would really like to see Will Bell develop as a footballer, because I think he's got something a little bit special about him. Oh, come on, not like this. I don't know you chap, but I think this Aguirre guy might actually be the better goalkeeper of the two we've got. He's looked pretty good so far. I know he's let in 4 goals, but he's producing big numbers. Like, he's producing numbers that say it's the defence, not him. And then when our attack shows up, we are pretty irresistible. I think that's 2 consecutive 7.8s he's put in. I believe. I don't even think he's the international first choice goalkeeper. Or possibly in the squad even. We'll find out in a sec. We will find out in a moment. Right, we are still we are still on course to win the league because we've still got that game in hand. I kept forgetting we've got that game in hand. Here's our boy John Aguirre, 21 years old. 2 under-20 caps for the USA. A 7.8 and a 7.6 in our last 2 games. And he's performing above his expected or below his expected goals against, which is nice. Yeah, I feel like we keep him in goal. How is he not in the first team? I mean, he's not bad, but I wouldn't say he was a worldie. I suspect he's probably slightly better. And that guy is just going to retire soon. Without ever playing for the national team. Which seems short-sighted. I don't know. All I know is we've got some days until the next game. How many days till the next game? We've got 4. Good, let's give everyone 3 days to rest and think. I am aware that we've got people who apparently are tired and in need of a rest, which is odd because they've just had an international break, so I don't fully understand why they need a rest. Most of the players who are in need of a rest didn't actually play in the international games. So what, they running marathons every year? What were they doing to be that tired? I don't really know. I'd like us to be top outright before we play that game in hand. Ideally, I'd like us to... Oh! Everyone get ready, chat. We've got intakes of youth players. We've got an elite prospect. He is a goalkeeper called Christoph Staple. It's going to be hard not to get attached, isn't it? We'll offer Christoph Staple a contract. It just seems smart. Because if he can muster up 4-star potential ability. That's a Premier League player in our squad. He'd already be our 5th best goalkeeper, and one of the guys, well, 2 of the guys ahead of him are for sale, which fills me with excitement. He might actually play. We've also got Christopher McGrath, a left winger. He's an out-and-out winger. I don't necessarily love the mentals, but we'll see if we can get him mentored into a footballer. Charlie Barbrook, another goalkeeper. He's actually not bad either. He might develop big time. Charlie Barbrook might develop in quite a big way. I don't think he is that much worse than the other guy. Conley Roberts Adema, that's got to have a second. It's got no second nationality. I was expecting to see like Nigerian and Irish in there. Centre mid, thinks he's a 10 primarily, but maybe he probably is a 10. I don't hate him either. I don't hate him. Mariners, welcome in. How are we? I've just realised I'm behind. Apologies. Someone always comes in and reminds me I'm behind. Let's do a shout out for Benny. If you're not following Benny, of course, be following Benny. And if you're not following the most gorgeous, beautiful Mariners, also be doing that, because I recommend all of that. And also, I know I did this earlier, but we've got more people in now. If you're not already following our dear friend, World of Warcraft, apparently going to be streaming this weekend, so please give him a follow and pop in and say hi should you see him live. I haven't watched Raw this week. I haven't heard good things. To be fair, I only watched last week's on Saturday night, so I'm sort of in this weird habit of watching, which is I know is a hangover from the 90s, of watching Raw on a Friday night or a Saturday night. And then I occasionally watch SmackDown afterwards if I'm not too depressed. Oh, I did see the thing with Oba saving an extra from dying, then penalty kicking. Do you know what? I like Oba, but he is not fucking safe in the ring. For a guy that size, he's not safe in the ring. I've heard people talking about Danhausen and Joe Hendry. I don't understand why those two are together. I think if you're going to use Joe Hendry for the more comedic things he does, I'd like to request you do that on a different show to Danhausen. Maybe we have Joe Hendry on SmackDown. Also, if we must have someone doing comedy things anywhere, could it please be R-Truth? Because anyone who says that R-Truth isn't the funniest man alive doesn't have a soul. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I grew up watching like Les Kellett, and Les Kellett was funny, but like Truth has me howling on a regular basis. Absolutely sends me on a regular basis. I seen the latest ones within the incredible organisation of FIFA. I saw that UEFA were saying like, guys, no. And I saw the thing about them trying to sell shares in the World Cup. And I'm finding it very hard to imagine that this isn't going to lead to some kind of UEFA breakaway. 3.1 billion, Jesus Christ. Well, I do think they need reminding that UEFA could very easily organise their own World Cup if all their members got behind it, and realistically every other nation in the world is going to ask to be invited to that, because if you're not playing the top European teams, really, what are you doing? Yeah, that's true. Sorry, my brain just broke because we've got a player in the England squad and we're in the Championship. I didn't know he had an England cap when I loaned him. When did he get that? Last year. Back end of not long after I loaned him. Well, not long after we loaned. I think he was here when I got here, but we've got an actual full England international centre half in our team in the Championship. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah. What a fucking waste of talent that was. This is why I quite often will talk about how I don't rate Ian Holloway. But I'm sorry, if you can't figure out how to get a goal who scored like 160 odd goals in 3 years and turn him into a league striker, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I guess. At least if you're York City, you've got a good chocolate factory nearby. I haven't seen what's happening at York, I'll be honest. What's happening at York City? Let's ask the Google machine. They've sacked their manager after promotion. And replaced him with Scott Lindsay. Are they stupid? We'll get the game underway whilst I do a read, but I am my ghast is floured. Due to a difference in direction and vision for the football club. What? I mean, I'd imagine he'd want you to stay up and you'd want you to stay up, and I just don't understand. I don't get it. What do you walk into us and go, boss, I've got an idea, right? Hear me out. What if we fuck this up and get relegated? How? I couldn't imagine being dumb enough to have that conversation. Also, going back to Raw for a second, could we also start a hashtag justice for Maxine, because why the fuck is she just Austin Theory's girlfriend? Who thought that was good booking? You do have to be exceptionally bad to go straight back down. Like, I would love to sit down with Triple H for 10 minutes and be like, hey bud, why is Maxine just some fucking side piece for a guy you've tried to get over for 4 years and failed? Like, have her be their manager, sure, because she can talk, but does it need to be romantic? I don't think it does. I don't think that's at all necessary. It just feels like you're going, do you know what? This sort of got over twice when we did it with the Judgment Day. Why don't we see if we can get it over again in a completely different stable? Oh yeah, I'm sure Heyman just went, do you know what, this is going nowhere and I can't save this. Fuck 'em. I can't imagine there's a lot of pleasure for him in working with someone like Logan Paul either. Like, it doesn't really work having Paul Heyman around a narcissist. What a goal. Also, and I mean this in like the most hear me out way possible. Is it just me? And it's fine if it is just me. Can you see why instead of can you see why they'd let Zoe Stark go when it felt like she'd be so good with Paul Heyman? And like I admit, I fucking love Zoe Stark and I'm biased. But goddamn, Zoe Stark with Paul Heyman would have been incredible. That's all I'm throwing out there. But there was money in them hills and they didn't chase it. Oh yeah, for sure. Apparently Kyrie is appearing on AEW next week. Apparently she's signed with them. I'm like, such a shame she's going to perform in front of 0 people when she should be back in the big time. Do feel bad for her. But yeah, it is starting to, he's broken his toe, he's not dead. It is starting to feel, yeah, I'm not shocked that Mariah was left off SummerSlam. I'm starting, as much as in my head when I first heard people saying it, I naturally went, this feels like weird conspiracy theory bullshit. I am starting to buy into the theory that Vince is shadow booking. I am starting to buy into that theory because these feel like very Vince decisions. And they're not good ones. And also I feel like because now everyone who has any association with the company has a podcast, what's now happening is I'm seeing a wild proliferation of people saying stupid shit that needs reining in. For example, apparently on the Bella's podcast last week, they were saying that they, Paige, and AJ Lee were the original four horsewomen. I was like, excuse me, shut your fucking face. Can we have a conversation about Trish, Lita, Molly, and Ivory? Fucking dare you insert yourself into that conversation. Like, I love me some Bella twins, but you was gonna have to do a lot of work to persuade me you were first. When we dipped a fair bit after the scene in Hotel, something would always happen after an incredible build. Now it's just, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Jim Cornette doing anything will never not be funny. I fucking love Jim Cornette. I know he's been problematic, but Jim Cornette will always make me laugh. I did hear about the barking thing, and I was a little bit second-hand embarrassed. Oh, I saved my sanity by just not watching AEW. So that's how I keep myself sane. That will always be how I keep myself sane, just not turning on Dynamite. I saw the clip of Jericho using a power drill and I was ready to fucking kill someone after I watched that. I have never been more angry about any shit I've seen in a ring. And I've seen a lot of shit in a ring in my time than I was about Jericho using a fucking power drill. I'm sorry, that's fucking unacceptable. That's not even like good heel heat acceptable. It's just fucking unacceptable. He's old enough to know that kids watch that shit and copy it. Dave Meltzer having a wild time as always. Like, it just made me. It was so wildly fucking irresponsible. And Jericho is old. I know he's married to a terrorist, but Jericho is old enough to fucking know better. He's a grown-ass man who's been in the business for nearly 40 years. He fucking knows better. Like, you know how badly Jericho fucked that up? I saw Lance Storm on Threads reacting to that, going, what the fuck is Jericho doing? Like, you have fucked up. You have fucked up beyond all repair when a guy who's known you for 40 fucking years is calling you out for something stupid. Have I met Cornette or Meltzer? I've met both of them, actually. Jim's... what's the best way of describing Jim Cornette? Jim is sorely in need of Ritalin. Well, I think I've spent about 20 minutes with him total in my life, and it feels like I spent fucking 6 hours because he said so many words. And Meltzer, yes, and he's a fucking prick. Meltzer somehow found out before I met him that I'm not a fan of the Bucks, as I believe we all know. And he decided to spend like 15 minutes trying to explain to me why the Bucks are the greatest thing that's ever happened. And I believe the last words I said to him were, "Dave, shut the fuck up," and walked off. So I would say we're not friends. See, I enjoy Cornet, I enjoy Dutch, I enjoy Stevie's. Occasionally, Bischoff's is quite interesting. He does talk a lot of bollocks, but there is the occasional nugget of something brilliant in there, in between all the adverts for fucking dick pills. There is the occasional nugget of something brilliant in there. I do watch Steph's. I think Steph's is actually quite good. Her interview with Punk the other day that came out was outstanding. The one she did with AJ was brilliant. The one she did with Paige was brilliant too. Like, she's actually genuinely really good as a podcast host. And like, I'll occasionally watch Takers if he's got someone interesting on. But fuck me, Michelle's insufferable. Like, I defy anyone to watch Taker's podcast and not, upon the first time Michelle asks a really fucking stupid question, find themselves thinking, how are you in a Hall of Fame? And I enjoyed her work when she was in the ring, but my God, she asks stupid fucking questions. Like, they say there are no stupid questions, but there is Michelle McCool. I do recommend watching the Punk one. He's so funny. He's so funny. Like, I don't know if you saw the bit where he was telling the story about how he did a tour in Australia, got off the flight home, went home where he found his sister staying with him for the night because he'd forgotten that he said he'd run a marathon with her the next day. And when I mean forgotten, he hadn't trained for it and had completely forgotten it was happening. So he stayed up all night eating junk food, ran the marathon with her, almost shitting himself along the way, and completed the marathon, and then went to Raw 2 days later and worked 2 matches on Raw. Obviously, he tells this story better than I do. I was like, Jesus. Alright, Phil. Alright, Phil. Like, genuinely, it's so funny. It's such a funny episode of our podcast. And there are a great many reasons I will always love Punk. Including that he's a genuinely lovely guy in person. He's a genuinely lovely bloke. But there is one thing that will always endear Punk to me. If you watch any episode of Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view, whatever he is on, where he is wrestling in a state where trans rights are under attack, the Chicago flag on his jacket is always in the trans flag colours. Every single time. Like, without fucking fail. Every time. That boy stands up. And the best part is most people don't notice because the colours are so similar. Like, nobody notices that the red turns to a pink on the stars. It's beautiful. So funny. Well, obviously adorable, but funny as fuck. Because genuinely nobody ever notices. Like, now I've mentioned it, you'll notice it, but nobody ever notices it. Oh, we've won manager of everything. And our boss is happy. And you always know when the show is on is in Oklahoma without being told because he wears the trans flag trunks every time. I'm just saying, that's a boy right there. Also, I've noticed AJ does it too. AJ always wears friendship bracelets, and she's got one in the trans flag colours that she always puts on when she's in the States too. Like, I'm just saying, those two are safe. Those two are safe, wholesome people. I'm not head of sports science retiring, I'll be honest. A few of them are. I'm always unsure where Cena falls. Because I do notice that Cena follows a lot of, like, turfy fucking accounts on socials. But he also follows a lot of quite liberal accounts on socials. I'm not sure if he's just, like, really into making sure he's informed, or if he's, like, low-key falling on a side. And that troubles me. And, like, despite the many ways in which he is in fact a prick, Cody is generally okay. I actually quite enjoy Cody's podcast when he's not burying his friends horribly. Apparently he really pissed off Matt Cardona. Which is fun. Did he get another cap? Fucking did. We've got England's first choice centre back. I will say, like, as much as I know Cody is a dick, Dustin is not. Dustin is good people, generally speaking. Like, I've never had an issue with Dustin, and he knows I'm friends with his ex-wife, so Dustin is for sure good people. The point where I've even managed to bring up Black Rain in conversation with him without getting fucking hit. Yeah, it's true, he did. I mean, to be fair, I don't think they knew what to do with him. Hey Liam, welcome, I'm good, thank you. No problem though. Stopping by for 30 seconds, 30 minutes, 30 hours, it's all good. I hope you're well. I will stream earlier tomorrow night, I promise. I only got back in at like 10 o'clock today. So I'm a little bit behind things. I've still not edited tomorrow's Supermarine yet, so yeah, I'll be doing that shortly. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't just keep Mike Santana's name. I get they want to trademark everything, but you've got a partnership with TNA. Your characters have crossed over. Why are we changing the name of the guy from TNA when he comes up? Doesn't make a lot of sense. Not entirely sure I understand that. I'm also not, I don't mean this in a nasty way, I'm not entirely sure why they've signed him. Like, I don't see him being a top guy. He's good. He's very good in the ring. I can't mentally picture how you get him to the top. Yeah, Evil's the same way. In all respects, I don't picture how you make him a top guy. Like, sorry, if you can't do it with Nakamura, you're not going to pull it off with Evil. It doesn't make any sense. Well, I get why they couldn't do it with Kenta, because his English never really improved, and he wasn't really that charismatic. So he wasn't ever really going to go anywhere. But, like, Shinsuke can say nothing, and you know what's up. I was also very, very sad to see that Asuka's talking about not having many matches left in her. And like, I'm happy if she gets to go on her own terms, but god damn, she's good. That is a human I very much enjoy watching. Oh yeah, Asuka's, I think she's nearly 50 actually. She's been around forever. I say for it feels like she's been around forever. Like shit, I remember people talking about Kana when I was coming up. And like, people don't realise like just how many matches she was working in a year at one point. Like, the fact that she's still going even semi-regularly now is impressive, because there was a stage where she was doing 300 matches a year in Japan. Oh, honestly, she got as close to it as it was possible for a human to get. Like, I used to make a point for a while of watching all of her matches, and then I realised that she was having so many matches it was physically impossible. I see, my favourite Hogan lie was that he was the bassist in Metallica. Which, I don't know, I feel like we'd have noticed if a 6'5" guy with balding blonde hair had been the bassist in Metallica. It's the kind of detail I'd have spotted whilst watching Metallica. Oh yeah, he was offered the George Foreman grill and he took something else instead. Or it went before he got home, or whatever the fuck that bullshit story was. Was it the Hulkamania fucking waffle machine or whatever he ended up doing instead? Like, really, Terry? Really? Does feel unlikely. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, you could get away with being that completely full of shit in the 80s, but someone should have told him about the internet. So what I'm saying, someone should have told me about the internet. Also, fun part of my week, I got blocked on threads by Ric Flair this week. Because he was posting some long, rambly nonsense. I was like, Rick, can you please go to rehab? Like, none of us wants to see you die. Please go to rehab. And he blocked me for it. Which, I'm not going to lie, I didn't find heartbreaking. But I did just think, like, buddy, everyone just wants you to fucking not drink yourself to death. Like, we don't even necessarily like or respect you anymore. We just don't want to see you drink yourself to death. But, you know, what you gonna do? Also, I did laugh this week because Charlotte may have caught a stray that I enjoyed. Apparently, she was saying on some podcast that she's really upset that she hasn't got to do a romantic angle on TV, and someone may have responded with, "Do you really need another divorce?" And I did hurt myself laughing. Like, I did laugh just that little bit too hard. Like, Charlotte, we all respect you a lot more than your father at this point, but don't tie your own noose. You know, if you're gonna leave the door open to the obvious jokes, it's not gonna go well. Hi, your Amsterdam, welcome in. How are we, birds? Welcome inside, guys. If you're not following like your Amsterdam, please don't go do that, because I will 100% endorse that as a world-class decision that you could be making. Top quality streamer and all-round good people. I'm good, thank you, mate. How are we? Landmill is saying, bring me to your team. Gotta be honest, that's probably not a thing we can do, given that it is 2044 in this timeline and almost every original player is retired. But yeah, I'm good, thank you. Do pull up a chair, make yourself welcome. We're currently chatting wrestling and all things semi-related, and also football and other such nonsense. Yeah, we can't really sign up any real players. Like, genuinely, I'm actually curious now. I want to see how many real players are left in this database. Let's turn off all our filters. Drop that to not considered. Jovan Milicevic. I'll be honest. Not in this database, because, as I said, probably retired. Is there anyone big still playing? I guess we go by, like, star rating. Jens Dahl is still playing for Benfica at the ripe old age of 38. See the comparison between his age and his picture there. I promise you, he won't have a mullet when he's 38 because someone will have told him to grow the fuck up by then. We've got Lucas Bergvall at 38, is still kicking around. He's not a bad player. Is he about to retire? Yeah, of course he is. Anyone else of vague note still? Like, if Lucas Bergvall is 38 in the database, gives you an idea of just how far into the future we are. Lennon Miller of Celtic, still acting in his picture, 37, 149 caps for Scotland. That's pretty much where we're at with this. Andrija Bulatovic is 37. Oh yeah, 2044 is crazy. I do get quite far into my saves. I'm not one of those like I'll play 5 seasons and start a new save type FMers. I do get deep into my things. Josh King is he's 37 with 140 England caps and still looks 12 in his picture. Hearts got battered 6-0 aggregate by Sturm Graz. That's embarrassing. Oh, this isn't even the furthest in I've been on a save. Like, we've done some numbers. Yuangadu, yeah, basically everyone is kind of old. I'm gonna guess Josh King is the oldest English player still, oldest English player I've noticed in the database. Let's have a nationality. Did that actually pick that? It did pick that up. I don't know how. Oldest English player in the database, Nat Ford at Wellingborough. Jesus. He hadn't even started shaving when that picture was taken. That's where we're at in terms of player ages, though. That's 30 seasons was the cap on console. That's why I don't console. It's not. It's also because I've got a PC. Realistically, I don't console because I have a PC. But otherwise, yeah, like we're only 18 seasons in, but yeah, I do get quite far. We do get some great regens, so. Or, sorry, new gens. I'll use the correct name. Oh yeah, for sure. I give the console version a try every year. I always just think, yeah, I'm a PC player. I'm definitely a PC player. Okay, here he goes back. But I genuinely think it's wild though, looking at this team. Bearing in mind we're in the Championship, and it's 2044. I have an England international centre-half in my team. I have a German international on my left wing. Is Gallego an international? Not yet, but he will be. Is Dietrich's not quite an international yet. But it's wild to have an England and a German international in the Championship. The 10 season at Rangers was fun, fair. When they start, usually August. When did we get the? Let's do a Google. When was FM26 announced? Yes, they started in August last year, so let's find out what the exact date, because that'll give us a thing to kind of go on. So it was officially announced on September the 10th, but they started teasing it mid-August. So I sort of expect similar this year. I'd expect end of next month. At which point I'm actually kind of hoping to be done with the Supermarine save, if I'm honest. I mean, probably. Let's not hold it against them, or put it past them is the words I'm looking for. Yeah, I am. I should be resting players. Let's rest players quick before I forget. Yeah, so we should. I would say we should expect to get an announcement by the end of next month, and then, or some kind of tease, and then we can have the game in our hands. We'll have the first official announcement about the second week of September, and then game in hand November as usual. Oh, there is a way, Mariners, to figure out ahead of time what their big feature is going to be. So, what you do is you work out what the most popular feature from FM24 that went missing for 26 is, and they'll announce that as a sparkly brand new feature for FM27, but they'll put the word improved in there, so you can't go, we had that before and you took it away. So for example, when this year when they went, oh, we've now got in possession and out of possession tactics, we all went, we had that in Championship Manager 0304, it's just taken you fucking 22 years to bring it back. It's not a new feature, it's a feature you forgot about. Those are different things. I occasionally forget where my keys are. That doesn't mean I get a new house when I find them. I'm just going to throw that out there. Right, let's see if our wonder goalkeeper can keep. He's on such good form. So happy with this goalkeeper. So she needs more work. It does. It's. Now I say this having done obviously many thousands of hours of testing. You don't want to know how many hours I've got logged on Steam. You really fucking don't. Steam is saying I have got 2,793 hours, which is quite a few more than none. And I have noticed that the out of possession instructions don't actually, the out of possession stuff doesn't really do anything. Doesn't really make a lot of difference to the match engine still. It also annoys me that when I train someone to do an out of position role, they don't learn the role. So if I've got someone learning something that should be like a CDM role out of possession and a centre mid role in possession, they should learn to play in both positions, and they don't. That's also valid, I understand. That is always also valid. Tackle harder, yeah, to be fair, tackle harder just means give us as many yellow cards as possible, though, let's be honest. We've all done that for a while. Ah, see, Simon's with me. You do have to train the in-possession role in the same position. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, in this tactic, if I want to teach, say, Miracle to play effectively in that centre mid role and effectively in that dropping deep midfielder role, and he doesn't have both of these here, he won't pick up the one he doesn't have, even though I am literally teaching him that. I just don't understand it. Where stop cross team instructions does it? Yeah. doesn't make a lot of sense, because surely that should be an obvious thing to use. Yeah, sure, they don't have any idea where their man is when you use it. Jabwina Nungwi knows where the goal is, though, so we can all be very grateful for Jabwina Nungwi. Like, the man has stepped up, he's scoring the goals. I think we've won every game on this stream so far. That's unheard of. Someone's going to tell me we literally just lost the game and I forgot, but I think we've won every game. Hang the fuck on. Hold up your horses. We're top of the league. We are top of the league right now. There was a reason I deliberately made sure I didn't stop before this game. And Tony Dietrich's made it 2-0, because this is our game in hand, and we're top of the league right now. Ipswich are fucking massive. There are 7 games. We'll play all 7 games tomorrow night. There are 7 games to play. 7 games to play in the league season, and we're top of the league. I'm not super shocked that James Trafford went to Leeds rather than Newcastle. I sort of expected that a little bit. If only because if you're at Newcastle, there's always a chance that they're going to sign a goalkeeper ahead of you, and he's made that mistake at City. So I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that he's chosen Leeds. If there's one thing that does always shock me, it's when people choose to join, like, especially English players. When English players choose to join Manchester City, I always just shake my head, because it's just like they're not paying attention. It's half time, it's 2-0. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Elliot Anderson's thinking, bar give me money, and I don't know what Jerry Munger's thinking either. Like, whenever an English player joins Manchester City, I just essentially consider them to be retired. Because they may as well be, they'll never play for England again. They have lost all our attacks. Like I said, it's because Newcastle just don't seem to have built a reputation as being a club players are going to be able to build a career at. And yeah, that's the thing, Stan. He thought he'd be number 1 at City. They gave him the number 1 shirt, then signed Donnarumma. Like, the man's theoretically next in line for the throne behind Jordan Pickford. Why the fuck does he want to be playing reserve football when he's trying to get ready to play in World Cups? Why would he want that? Oh, Erkan Sefo with a goal. Like, realistically speaking, he knows that he's 23, 24, he needs to be playing top class football. See, I quite like Nick Voltemada, but yeah, he's not anything crazy. Tonali needs replacing. I just think I don't wish any ill will on Eddie Howe when I say this. I think he's a really, really good manager. I think for the Newcastle project to work the way they think the Newcastle project should work, they need to bring in a top manager, like a manager who is globally respected, because it's becoming increasingly clear that because he's managed to not win a trophy, or because he hasn't managed to win a trophy with Newcastle, we've now reached a stage where Eddie Howe probably won't ever have the drawing power to big players to take them to the next level. And they probably need to look at replacing it, which I feel bad for saying, because I like Eddie Howe, but if Newcastle are going to be serious contenders at the top of the league, you're going to need a Zidane or a Pep or someone of that nature. And Eddie Howe isn't it. His best goal was against Sunderland 4-7. Valid. Might be a little bit biased there though, so that's it. Winning the League Cup means, like, if you're trying to sign a world-class player, they say, I've won the League Cup. They go, what's the League Cup? Why do I care? Win something in Europe. Win anything in Europe. Win the pissing Conference League or something. Like, let people know you exist. That's also the problem I understand. That is also the problem. Ironically, I always said the biggest selling point of living in Newcastle, I've lived in the northeast, but I always said the biggest selling point of living in Newcastle is that you can be in Amsterdam in 45 minutes. I've always said that was Newcastle's biggest selling point. 40 minutes if the wind's blowing in the right direction. Yeah, it's true. Their away form was horrendous last season. Also, people think I'm joking when I say you can be in Amsterdam in 45 minutes from Newcastle. I promise you can't. I promise you I'm not. That was how I used to spend my weekends. So... There were a great many times when I was at uni, not when I was at Sunderland, when I was at Middlesbrough, Teesside, I should call it Teesside, give it the proper name. When I was at Teesside, there were a great many weekends where I would finish uni on a Friday and I would be in Amsterdam by dinner time and really fucking high by midnight. And then I'd fly back out on Sunday night. It was amazing, and it cost nothing. I'm sure, but you know, at least with Southend, you can be in London in half an hour or whatever, you know. Admittedly, the flight from Newcastle to London's only about an hour, you know, as long as you have to go via Dublin, and BA don't fuck up check-in. There is a story there. There is a story there. I flew down for Christmas once when I was at Sunderland, and it took 7 hours to fly from Newcastle to London via Dublin during COVID. The only thing open in Dublin Airport was WH Smith's, so there wasn't even really food going. And also I couldn't go into Dublin because Dublin was shut. Otherwise I'd have got on a taxi and gone and got lunch in Dublin. Anyway, it took me 7 hours to get from Newcastle to London. And then on the way back, I arrived at Heathrow, Terminal 5, to fly to Newcastle 3 hours before my flight. And BA domestic flights, and this may have changed since, BA domestic flights don't let you check in online. You have to physically check in at the BA desk. And the queue was so long for this BA desk with no fucker in sight manning the thing, or not enough people manning the thing in sight, that I missed my flight back up to Newcastle because I was still queuing to check in 3 hours after I arrived at the airport. And so because there's only one flight a day from Heathrow to Newcastle, I then had to get a taxi from fucking Heathrow to Newcastle to get back in time for class. And not one time whilst I was in this queue for check-in did anyone think to go, hey, is anyone waiting for the flight to Newcastle? We realise you've been waiting for a long time. Can we get you checked in so you can get to fucking Newcastle? Like, that flight must have left half empty because there were at least a dozen people that I heard who were also waiting for the same flight as I was. Like, also trying to check in for the same flight that I was. And then BA had the fucking audacity when I tried to complain and get a refund to be like, oh, it's your fault you missed the flight. No, you told me to arrive 2 hours. Everyone knows you arrive 2 hours before a flight. Less usually if it's domestic, but you arrive 2 hours before a flight and you get on the flight. Like, you will get on the flight. I arrived 3 hours before the flight and I can't get on the fucking plane. That's on you. That's you fucked that one up. That was on you. So yeah, that's the story with flying from London to Newcastle. Don't recommend flying BA. Will never fly with BA again. Just won't be a thing that happens. I'll book fucking Ryanair before I'll book with BA. And I know before I even get on a flight with Ryanair that if they say they're flying from London to Newcastle, what they mean is Heathrow to Aberdeen or Luton to Aberdeen. But still, oh yeah, the airport did rage bait me, and I did see the guy who got sucked out the window. It's fucking shocking. Genuinely, that fault on the Max has been known about for 3 years now. Like, it's an issue with the entire fleet, or at least that iteration of the fleet of Maxes. It's been a known issue now for 3 years. Service notices have been sent out for... I don't think I've mentioned... I'm an aviation nerd. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on stream before. I'm a big aviation nerd. Yeah, notices, maintenance notices have been sent out for that, or were sent out for that 3 years ago. It is a mandatory repair, and the fact that Ryanair haven't done that is fucking shocking. Doom, welcome in. How are we, buds? Talking of Scotland, we've got the pride of Scotland here in the house. Do be following Doom if you are not already doing so. You absolutely have everything to gain. I'm good, mate. I'm good, thank you. We are... and I'm going to jinx it by saying this. I know full well I'm about to jinx it by saying this. We are currently on something of an unbeaten streak. Now, that could admittedly be about to go badly wrong. Having called attention to the... oh, why is it doing that? We'll just click the button and I'll fix it. Playing 1 or 2 games, work early. Oof, that's not ideal. Right, stop trying to put Ross in goal because we've established that he's a bit shit. Yeah, we're currently on a bit of an unbeaten run. I definitely don't want to tempt fate but I'm not hating it. I don't know why we're trying to put Tester in there. We're trying to put Tester in there because Gallego needs to go on the left wing because of injuries. So I guess we're going to put Campany in there because he's on better form. We're going to put Nanongwi back up top. We're going to put Deertuck back on the right. And we'll drop Pierce for Quilter. And we will drop Derrico for Vovchenko. That feels good. 6,500 words since Friday. That's excellent work. That's something to be proud of. I have written no words since Friday, so fuck, I had a really good idea in a dream last night. I thought to write it down. It was really fucking dark as well. Shit. Hopefully that'll come back to me. Like, you know when you wake up for a dream and oh, I should write that the fuck down, and I just didn't. Was the dream me starting a British wrestling company? It wasn't. If anyone would like to invest several £100,000 in that would be great. I know I could do it for like 10 grand, but I'm also not gonna fuck about, so £3. That's not gonna get us terribly far. Sadly. Oh, red card after 40 seconds. Insane. Sadly not. That's what he's worth, but it's not him paid for. Yeah, I do have, which I update regularly, I do have a spreadsheet where I do have a costing for what opening a promotion here would cost. Just in case I ever do stumble across someone with money who wants to invest in such a thing. Yeah. Because I refuse to do it unless I'm doing it right. And when I say doing it right, I mean like there's a whole vision which starts with renting and refitting a warehouse into an arena and having like a performance center type setup. It's not even a sustainability issue. It is a funding issue because if I can take a warehouse and like somewhere reasonably central, and I can convert it into an arena that I can also use as like a performance center, then I can get money in the door by having gigs in it. You know, I can use it as a theatre essentially as well, and then the thing sustains itself, and I can have permanent like camera setups and things. Yeah, exactly. Rent it for boxing and things. Like it would pay for itself. It's just the initial startup. And then, like, in terms of staffing costs, you need like obviously production people, marketing people, because I'm not doing all that shit myself. That just feels like too much work. You have like a couple of trainers on the payroll, and then you sort of hire 15, 20 people full time to wrestle, and they would be training every day. It would be a it would be, is a goal, it would be a like a 5 day a week you're in the training center thing, and then you're working on the weekends. Because I want everyone to be improving, and I have the basis for something really good then. Yeah, Rev Pro are a problem. Oh no, like they'd have a full-time salary, so like I'd pay them. The plan would be to pay them like, I don't know, 40k a year, right? Like enough to reasonably live on. And they would just train 5 days a week and work shows when I had shows. And I'd have shows at least once a week. And then those shows would be produced and put out on probably YouTube and Twitch. And then anywhere else, like Amazon, whatever, I get them to fucking pay for tapes. Like it would be I wouldn't do it unless it was like a serious full-time endeavour. I know there are people who would say like, oh, you wouldn't make the money back, but I disagree. I think it's incredibly unlikely that I couldn't find 15, 20 people who can draw enough attention globally and who can sell enough merch to make it worthwhile. I'd be shocked if I couldn't find those people. Genuinely. I'd be shocked if I couldn't find a way to turn a profit with that. Yeah. As long as you have consistent people renting, yes, you're paying out 20k a week, whatever, right? That's fine. But as long as you can get enough people to rent the building from you every week and get enough people watching and shit on the various platforms and buying tickets, buying merchandise, buying concessions, I don't see a reason you couldn't do it. Like if you can convert a warehouse into an arena that can seat 1,000 people. Let's just say 1,000 people is our baseline, right? You charge 20 quid for the front row, tenner for general admission, and realistically everyone that walks in the door spends a fiver on concessions, merch, whatever, on average. You're already fucking set. Like you're already in profit. And like this isn't even complex math shit. I don't know why people haven't figured this out. This isn't complex math I'm working with here. None of this is unrealistic. Like if you knew there was a wrestling show, like a sort of Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite-esque weekly televised show that you could get to every week, and it was going to cost you a tenner to watch it, you probably wouldn't sit on your ass and watch it on TV every week. You'd probably get down there reasonably often. And like you could even sell fucking season tickets because you're only in one venue. You know, if it's £10 a ticket general admission, and I said, well, for 450 quid you can be there every fucking week if you want, it might be something you'd go for, you know? Like, it's entirely viable. And like I said, if you factor in tickets, you factor in merch, you factor in all that bullshit, like concessions, whatnot, 1,000 people in the door, realistically you can get them to spend 20 quid each. That's your base costs more or less covered. Then you rent out a couple of nights a week as well. Sponsors, again, yeah. Like, I reckon your outlay weekly would be, including all your bills and taxes and shit, your outlay weekly would be 30, 32, maybe. So all your ticket sales, then you've got renting out the building for shit. And then obviously, because I'm renting out the building for shit, any concessions I sell while they're renting out the building is going in my pocket as well. Plus a percentage of tickets. Like, benefits the town as well. Like, I'd struggle to see an argument it doesn't work profitably. Because quite often, honestly, for wrestling promotions in this country, your biggest outlay on any given show is renting the building. And like the biggest ball ache when you have to rent out a building is setting up and tearing down the ring. Which realistically I would only have to do on nights where the building was rented for something else. Which I wouldn't get mad about. Like, yeah, I've run the numbers. It's entirely viable. It just needs the investment. But yeah, it should be way more popular. And it can be. Like, we've got the evidence that it can be, because people used to watch this shit. We used to get 20 million people tuning in some weekends. Like, I'm pretty sure we can find 1 million to watch. They do segments such or focus on storytelling. Oh, I know, I do segments. I do all sorts of stuff. Like, it would be. It would be somewhere between like sports entertainment and like the old school ECW type stuff. I'm a big fan of the Pulp Fiction promo. Do wish someone would bring those back. Like, I would be showcasing character as well as making sure the in-ring stuff was good. And like, when I say good, I mean good by like my standards, and my standards are pretty fucking high. Like, that's unfortunate. I don't fuck around with silly spot wrestling. Like, you can do all the flippy shit you like as long as I can identify a story and you sell things. Ideally tickets. Quite a big fan of the talent in my rings selling tickets. And look, I even know in my head who I'd use. Someone who has zero knowledge on running wrestling. Doesn't seem a decent segment. Needs an awful lot of production. Assume you're charismatic. Oh no, good backstage promos got nothing to film. They're not even hard to learn to do. That's why it makes me really fucking angry when I see someone who can't do one. Really does wind me up when I see a shit promo. Like, I've taught promo classes, right? And like, I know you're smart, Paris. I know you understand how to do storytelling. I can explain to you in really simple terms what you need for a good promo. Are we ready? I need to know who you are, who you're fighting, why you're fighting them, when, and where. Those are all the things those are the 5 things I need you to include in your promo. And everything else is dressing. And like, if you keep those 5 things in your head when you watch anyone cut a promo, I can promise you, without fail, maybe 3 guys do it. And what's really funny to me is that is literally almost all Paul Heyman ever does in a promo, and he's the best in the world. like a Paul Heyman promo is, my name is Paul Heyman, I am the advocate for Brock Lesnar, he is going to beat the fuck out of Obafemi in the Hell in the Cell at SummerSlam on August fucking 6th or whatever it is, and you can watch that on ESPN. And he puts a little bit of sizzle and fun on it, but that's all he says. He finds a different way to say it every time he's on TV, but that is quite literally all he says. It drives me fucking mental that people can't do this. But yeah, Paul Heyman will teach that. I was taught that by Jake Roberts. And then again, at one stage, by Dusty. And another time, with exactly the same explanation, by Mick Foley. These guys all have one thing in common, quite famously. I'm trying to put my finger on what it is. Is it the ability to talk a building full of people? I think it might be. I think it might be the ability to fill a building with people using only the hole in their face. But I could be wrong. Yeah, it really is that simple. And like the only other two people I ever see doing it are Cody Rhodes, who, frankly, if he fucked that up, you'd be really worried about him, because the man grew up around two of the best promos in the history of the business. At least two, not including the uncles. Actually, I say at least two. His dad, his brother, Arn Anderson, Ric Flair was around his house. Like, there's no excuse for Cody not knowing this shit. If Cody fucked this up, I'd probably be advocating for him to be put down. And Punk. The only ones that do it. And it baffles me. Baffles me. Because there are a lot of guys in that locker room who are really fucking good at it. But they're all agents. Like, goddamn, Michael Hayes is there. Sit someone down and teach promo class. I've sat and watched matches involving Michael Hayes, and I don't even enjoy watching Michael Hayes wrestle. And yet, I've watched him do a promo and got so interested in seeing the match that I've sat and watched a Michael Hayes match knowing I don't like watching him wrestle. MJF does it occasionally. He doesn't do it consistently. It's the one thing with MJF that bothers me. He's so good at everything, and yet every so often he gets a little bit too much into being a cocky little prick and forgets to try and sell tickets. Every so often. Oh, The Rock was next level, for sure. Absolutely next level. I will never understand why MJF extended his deal. Tony must have pictures of him in bed with a fucking sheep or something. Like, I cannot understand. MJF literally had the option to be a multi-millionaire by Christmas and turned it down. Because there is no way if he makes the jump to size WWE, I'm not seeing him on Raw or SmackDown with Cody or Punk that week. in that elite spot. Dylan, welcome in. Yeah, Rockwood do a roast like fuck. Any time you get Rockwood coach was always a good time for me. I do enjoy seeing Rocky with coach. How are we, Dylan? You doing alright? I've extended this stream far more than I was going to. I'll be honest. It's somewhat shortening tomorrow's. The save is going really, really well, actually. Then we are top of the league, 3 points clear, 4 games left to play in the championship, with a lot of fucking money to spend. I've just realised, if we win this game, we're promoted. I think if we win this next game, we're promoted. It's going to have the maths here, isn't it? We have to win. I think Birmingham have to lose. Bournemouth have to lose. Alright, let's give it a go. Let's win promotion, and then, if needs be, tomorrow I'll just stream something else, because I won't get time to do a transfer window until Thursday. Never forget, and God looked down and said, Billy, but my name's not... Yeah. Fair enough, Maris. Have a good night, mate. See you later. As I say, I'll be on tomorrow. I'll put it in the Discord, but I'll be on tomorrow, one way or another. It might be a side quest, because we may well have secured, or it may well start with this and become a side quest, because we may have already secured promotion, which would be nice. Oh, we've got to drop Nanungwi. Starting to say with Harry at what university? That's, I've got to be honest, not what I was expecting. But fair play. Is it fun? Silver says the point, MGF makes a real attempt to get people to hate him. Typical here, MGF re-signed because he has full control of his character and promos. I guess we were all about being AEW, feels it would be worse for AEW who went to the competition. House wrestling helps the risk of wrestling being monopolising, and Tony pays the big bucks. What I know. That's alright, long messages are fine. It does, but like it's sometimes, and I fully understand why he want to look out for AEW and he want to be the guy who does the things, right? I fully understand why he want to be their Sting, essentially, right? But sometimes you just got to look around and go, mate, this ship's fucking sinking and we are running out of lifeboats. We are running the fuck out of lifeboats fast, and this ship is going down. And you got to save yourself and go get fucking paid and put yourself in a Hall of Fame, because MJF cannot do anything to keep that company where it is, because everything around him is dog shit. Bring back Maven. We are all about bringing back Maven. I'm actually okay with that. Just don't have to save. I would love to see, actually. I don't know why neither company has done this. I think both major companies, and in fact I'll go as far as say the top 3 companies, including TNA, should be fucking falling over themselves to hire Maven to host a podcast. I think Maven doing a podcast would be fucking outstanding. I quite enjoy his YouTube stuff. And he's just got that personality where I think he'd be such a good podcast host. Like, I know he occasionally does little things with like Devon and shit, but I just think he'd be such a good podcast host. Like, he's really comfortable talking to people. He does know his shit. He doesn't pull any punches. He's very funny. He seems like a genuinely good guy. And I just think, Tony, for fuck's sake, throw money at him for a podcast. Like just once a week, sit him down with one of the 4 billion guys on your roster, and see if he can't get them the fuck over. Because God knows you're not. Oh, Ebon Gallego scores. Rob Van Dam was good YouTube, yeah? I'm pretty sure he did an interview with Sandman recently. Was it him that did the interview with Sandman? I think it was. I watched someone do an interview with Sandman recently. I was like, this is really good. Yeah, it just seems wild to like have a guy like that who clearly wants to be involved in the business in a paid capacity and has found a thing he's good at that requires very little investment and not just be all over that shit. Like, I get why WWE aren't, because they've got 4 million podcasts, so they have just started their own radio station. They've got about 4 million podcasts, so I understand why they probably might not want another one. But Jesus Christ, Tony. Like, are you even trying to run a business? You don't have to really pay attention to what's going on the podcast. You set up a studio with 2 cameras and 2 fucking microphones in it. You sit Maven in a chair and you sit someone fucking opposite them and they talk for an hour and you stick it on fucking YouTube. It is quite literally a zero effort profit. It just baffled me. I know I was talking earlier about what I would do, like setting up a promotion, and actually, when I sort of talk about like I'd do this and I'd do that and I'd do this, one of the very first people I would fucking throw money at would be Maven. I would throw money in him. I'd be like, almost my first call would be, "Hey Maven, what's it gonna take to get you to move over here and do some shit for me?" Whether it's announcing wrestling, hosting a podcast, I'd like you on board because you seem like you know what the fuck you're doing, and I will pay you. It's true, Maven wouldn't be allowed to criticise the product, that's true. But like, I'd give him a call and ask him. I think it would be criminal not to phone him and ask. Even if he says no, I just think you'd be like, because I would be fine paying him to do a podcast about my product or just as part of my company's umbrella making money for me, and I'd be fine if he criticised the product on it. I don't think there's anything wrong with having someone on your payroll be critical of what you do. If anything, I think it shows that you are accountable to the fans and that you respect their intelligence. Exactly, you don't want to surround yourself with yes men. Like, I would be perfectly fine with having someone on my payroll who went, "John, this week's TV wasn't our best work. This went wrong, this went wrong, this went wrong. But I know the boss listens to what I fucking say and will do his best to fix it and will probably give me a ring in the morning to say, hey, any ideas? Break it down for me." Like, it's not very hard to not have a big ego. My golden rule in life, and this is really simple and people struggle to understand it, is don't be a dick. Like, accept that you are fallible. Listen to feedback from people who are trying to help. And this is crucial, don't be a dick. like I say, unfortunately, for me to be able to pull off this vision I have in my head requires me to somehow magic a couple of $100,000 out of fucking nowhere. Like, it's very much a fully formed pipe dream, and I'm aware of that. And it is frustrating that it is just a case of, like, someone write a fucking check and we can have all of this. And it will turn a profit every week. But I also know that I can't take this to a bank, because I have taken this to a bank and they laughed. Because they don't understand the vision. Like, they don't understand that this is how this weird business that they've never been involved with before works. So, I don't know. Especially because, like I said, I would start by essentially converting a warehouse into a 1,000-seat arena. And I'd be reasonably sure that within a year, I'd probably be looking for a 2,000-seat arena, which would mean just converting another warehouse into a 2,000-seat arena. And then I'd have 2 arenas that I can rent out for shit. No worries, Doom. I was meant to go to bed an hour ago, so that's gone well. I've then got caught into a promotion race, so I'm probably going to finish off the promotion race, or at least get promotion confirmed. And then I'm going to go to bed, because that feels like the right way. I mean, it could be that this is the end of the stream, if only because theoretically we might be promoted. Theoretically, we might be in the Premier League as we speak. And if we're not, we're certainly very fucking close. Like, one match away close. Fuck, I need to win one more game. Fucking Charlton. Fucking Charlton. Alright. One more match. One more match, and then we're going to call it, because we'll be champions of all of the world, of all of the championship by then. Let's give them 2 days off. Stick Nanungwi in there. Zoom forward those 2 days to play Stoke. Oh, they're 5th as well. If we beat 5th place Stoke, I would imagine that would do it for us. It's not entirely impossible that if things went our way in this match, we could win the league outright as well. Because we basically need to win, and for whoever is in second to lose. And we win the title. Well, apparently the board are happy with our club vision progress. Honestly can't remember what that was, but good. And then I'm hoping they're going to give us enough money that I can sit and do a bit of transferring and build a team to stay up and win the title. We are also nearing the end of the shelf life of this save, because in-game it was very recently my 59th birthday. I like to try and retire from a save when I turn 65 in-game. So realistically, we've got 6 seasons tops to win stuff. Right. Are you good? Sure. Let's put Bardi on the bench for the Owl. When's Wallace back? For the next match. Good. Alright. Let's do it. Let's win the league, asterisk. Second in the... so, Charlton are playing Luton. If we win, we're promoted regardless of what they do anyway. Swansea are away at Sheffield United. We do need Sheffield United to beat them. But I believe in us. I think we can secure promotion. And then I can do some fucking editing, because I've just realised I can't go to bed yet. I've got to do some editing. That's what I was supposed to be doing right now. And then we can call it a dream. Right, let's go, let's do this, let's get it underway. And we're doing it at Portman Road. It's not called Portman Road anymore, it's the Marcus Stewart Stadium, I believe. Yeah, the Marcus Stewart Stadium. Right, come on, let's get this done. Almost. If we go up, I'm going to make sure Longmore stays, if I can afford him, because I feel like having an England international centre-half is quite useful in the Premier League. Oh, Campany's picked up a knock again. Man's made out of Kit Kats. Fucking blended Kit Kats. Yeah, we are doing enough as things stand, because Charlton are well behind us. How are Charlton currently doing? Charlton are not winning. I'll find out in a second. Let's make the big save here, please, Keeps. He's done it again. Aguirre had that covered. How long am I in the Championship? Oh, so this is our first season back in the Championship. We got promoted last season from the Championship with Millwall, but like we made one of those like late playoff pushes, and the team was not good enough to stay up at all, and we were getting absolutely spanked every week in the Premier League. And then I saw that Ipswich had or needed a new manager, so I was like, I'll just have a casual little look at Ipswich, and it turned out they'd had a tycoon takeover and sacked their boss. So I was like, you know what? Let's drop down to Ipswich and have a chance of building something where we can actually fucking stay up. And so I've spent 78 million quid at least on this team since I joined them in November. So it's not like the biggest shock we're top of the league, but also it's much more sustainable as a team we can keep up. Like, I haven't looked in a while, but Millwall were fucking done by, like, February, I seem to remember. To the point where they were so done that they were coming in January to try and sign my reserve players. Like, they were trying to sign my backups to help them stay up. That's how done they are. Like, we went up and they gave us a budget of like 12 million to overhaul a squad that wasn't good enough really for the top half of the Championship. And I was just like, buddy, this is not going to work out. Like, I'd have stayed if they'd given us like 45 million to stay up. because I could have rebuilt the defence and just kind of cheesed it into 17th. But that shit's not going to happen with 12. Like, I'm good at this game. I'm really fucking good at this game. I don't hide that. But I'm not a fucking miracle worker. And especially, like, at this stage in a save, there are so few quality players available on a free at the end of any given season, just because when you get this deep into a save, the game isn't great at generating like mediocre Premier League players. You either get absolute bangers or you get absolute dog shit, and you don't really get in between. So usually when you go up, you rely on those players who've they've played for fucking Everton for 10 years and they've always done like a 6.8, and you're alright, they'll do for like depth or like a solid consistent player in my team. And those players don't really exist at this stage in a save. It almost makes it more of a challenge. So yeah, that's sort of where we're at. Is that you have to be able to spend on getting great players in, or you are fucked. Like, if you ask me to take Millwall up first or second season of a save, I could keep them up without spending any money, but it's just not happening at this stage in a save. It's not possible. Let's do that. Let's replace the centre halves because they're not having a great day. And feeling like Dietrich needs a rest, and we'll send in Testa to have a runabout. How are we doing with Charlton? Are absolutely slapping Luton, so we're not going to win the league today. Oh no, actually that's not. Is that necessarily a problem? Don't care about the shimmy goal. That's promotion. Swansea are losing, aren't they? Swansea drawing? Swansea drawing. I literally need Sheffield United to score one goal and we've won the league. I literally, quite literally need Sheffield United to score one goal and I've won the league. This guarantees promotion for sure. Oh, we've broken their player. But Sheffield United get a late winner. We're champions. Like, it's that simple. I do wish there was a way to get like a better overview of, we're first, but we're 5 points clear as things stand with 2 games to play. I wish there was a way I could get a better overview, like almost like a picture-in-picture of what's happening at Bramall Lane. Even I could just click on that and get like an up-to-date match report. So I can see like match momentum, stats, etc. Yeah, be an amazing feature. It's time to focus. I just need that to change to a 3 and we are champions. It's not going to happen. It didn't happen. But we are promoted. Just congratulate them on securing promotion. Let us see if we get a budget. Because we can we can win the league tomorrow before I switch over to something else. Probably some Zomboid. It's been probably 2 months since I last opened Zomboid, which is crazy. Maybe 3. Maybe 3 months since I last opened Project Zomboid. I also want to ask Steam. I apparently haven't opened Zomboid since February. And they've just brought out the Bill 42 stable as well. That's happening after we win the title tomorrow. Right, let's have a look. Do we get a budget now? We do. Alright, let's have a... Anyone want to guess in chat what we're getting for a budget? We'll recall him from loan. That's factual. Jesus Christ. £100 million. Let's Club Vision progress. Reach the playoffs. Oh, ticked. We'll do won't do the press conference. We'll have a little look. We'll keep everyone in suspenders. Promoted, secured. Charlton in the playoffs. We've got. It's only 75. Plus £25 million a year in the wage budget. Oh, it's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Whatever will I do with 75 million quid plus player sales? It's true. I mean, there's some value in this squad. Like, for example, this fella here can probably go 4.3. I'll be honest, I wouldn't be crying in my sleep if Porto bought Jabouille for 42 million. Testa, who I don't need, 16 mil. This random Irish fella has got some value in him. Sigese, 13 enough. Actually, I should point out as well, the other thing I've done since I've been here, because I don't want to sound like, I'm like sucking my own dick or whatever, but the club culture, if we go into the club vision, right, the club culture for supporters especially, I think, signing the 23 players for the first team, right, that's what they wanted. When I got here, the average age of this team, of this squad, was 32. The average age of this squad was 32-ish. Like, you can see here, like, if I go by date, you can see just how, like, I've been jettisoning fucking players. So I sold this guy to Millwall, 31-year-old centre-half, and he's fucking arse. They did go down, like, horrifically down. Didn't even put up a fight. Like, this guy, yes, he's 20, but he's got no potential. 4 million quid in for him. I sold Josh Thomas to Millwall, 19 years old. He was never going to be any good. I don't know what they were thinking. I wouldn't have signed him. Romario, a 34-year-old right back. I got 5 million quid for him. He was fucking out the door stat. 34-year-old right back there, out the door. Couldn't bin his ass off fast enough. I sold Wrexham a god-awful attacking mid. I don't know why they've bought him. This fella, 18, utter shite. 27-year-old goalkeeper. This guy was our backup goalkeeper. Binned off. 27 years old. Absolutely get the fuck out of the door. Noel Ballach here. Yes, he was our first choice goalkeeper. 27 years old. Would you have kept him or would you have taken the 20 million for him? Because I took the 20 million quid for him. And honestly, he's a great keeper. He was ruining the dressing room because he was moaning like a little bitch. And I think Aguirre's got more potential than he does. We sold this fella for nothing, but he was crap. 33-year-old centre-half gone for 4.5 million quid to Fenerbahce. Like, I did not fuck about. I have kicked out ream upon ream of just old man from this squad. Dan Morrissey as well, 32 years old, centre half. If your club culture is to sign players under 23, why did I inherit a squad full of ancient players? Like, I've not down too badly. I signed this guy, 22 years old, Norwegian international from fucking Inter Milan for £36,000. Make it make sense. But yeah, so I don't feel like 75 million quid is too bad. I do want this guy, and I do want to know what he's going to cost. Oh yeah, 36k. Not only is 36k a bargain, let's just appreciate the season he's had for £36,000, right? Played 38 games in the league this season. He's played almost every game this year. 4 goals, 5 assists, 7.04, and I've played him in every position he can play. No notes. Worth 32 million quid. No notes. I have 0 notes. What the fuck we're into doing with this guy? And they paid 4 million quid to sign him and fuck it up. It just, my mind boggles. My mind boggles. It really fucking... This guy, though, has a value of 30 million. He's a little bit cheeky. And he wants to sign. And he wants to sign. And he wants a long contract. I wouldn't normally spend 30 million quid on an offender, but he's 21 years old. He's the first choice, or he's a first choice centre half. Alright, he's a first choice reserve he's playing regularly for England. He's in the England team. He's 21 in an England team where he can play 2 positions, 3 positions. Will probably get himself 70 odd caps by the end of his career. They might put up a little 5 for him. They might put up a tiny 5 for him. Let's try and get him for 28. Nope. Alright. I'll give you 30. Outright. Job done. Robert Shafava's brother. In the vote. Gallego's out of our price range. Like, let's not get silly. Gallego is out of our fucking price range. Gallego might be coming back on loan next year, but he's out of our price range right now. We'll give him like a cheeky, how about we have him for another year? And we'll have the option of spending 60 on him. They'll come back for a nibble. They'll come back for a nibble. They'll see the light on that one. Yeah, anyway, that was pretty much the rundown of promotion. I'll be back tomorrow. Probably, my aim is to be up by 9 o'clock. I may even be up by 8. If you want to know when I'm live, join the old Discord. I always post in there when I'm about to go live. I almost always post in there when I'm about to go live. I remember like 99 times out of 100. And we'll do a bit more. Well, we'll finish the season off. We'll try and win the title tomorrow, and then we will kill some zombies, because I don't see why the fuck we wouldn't. Who have we got to play with? Is book on? Book's not on. We've not seen Keith in a while. Let's go see Keith. Right, thank you for watching, everyone who is here, lurking, etc. We're going to go and say hello to our good friend Keith, the Observer of Football. Do subscribe because he's a fucking legend. And I'll be back tomorrow for more fun. Thanks for being here. Thank you for all the subs and all the magic. And we will go and drop in on gorgeous, beautiful, sexy Keith. Tell him we love him. And if you're on YouTube, thank you for being here. And we'll see you all very soon. Stay safe. Have a good one.